Changing your beliefs can influence your relationships. What is belief? Belief is our feeling, our thought about something or someone that is true. Belief helps us to build trust. How are these beliefs formed? We all have our own beliefs, beliefs about ourselves, about people around us, about our family, about our friends, about our own self, that we are weak, we are strong, we are mediocre, we are courageous. How are these beliefs formed? Most of the beliefs are formed through our experiences, and some beliefs are formed through our childhood. What we are taught in a childhood, what we are taught as a child, that you should believe in being an honest person. Some beliefs get so deeply ingrained in us that they start to form our character. They shape our character and our personality. It becomes so difficult to change that belief. Whenever we experience something which goes against our belief system, we tend to ignore it, we tend to avoid it. That is the importance of how beliefs are stronger than facts. They are much, much stronger than facts. Even if the world is different, even if what we see in reality is different, if we believe that it is meant to be good, it helps us. It helps us to have faith in things that are not explainable to us. I had one such belief which was deeply ingrained in me, and it took me many, many years to change that. One such belief which was deeply ingrained in me was that love is sacrifice, that for your happiness is dependent on the happiness of others around you. For you to have a successful relationship, you need to give 110% in that relationship in terms of time, energy, emotions. With that belief in my system, with that belief in my body, in my brain, or you can say with that belief within me, I started forming relationships. I started giving a lot of time and energy to all relationships around me in the search of finding that one fulfilling relationship. And despite doing all of this, I used to feel very unfulfilled. I used to feel overwhelmed, exhausted, emotionally drained. I was not able to find that happiness because my happiness is dependent on happiness of others. When I could see people around me happy, it would still not make me that happy. And I was surprised, why is it so? I believed that if I am giving my everything to a person in front of me, external to me, the relationship should be mutual. I should be reciprocated. It should be such that it should give me happiness too. But I was not feeling that way. I used to feel overwhelmed. I used to feel exhausted. I used to feel emotionally drained and, of course, unhappy. And that's when I started wondering, where am I going wrong? And one day it occurred to me that I've forgotten the most important relationship in my life. That is the relationship with my own self. In pursuit of keeping people outside me happy, I had forgotten that I owed something to my own self. It was my responsibility to form a strong relationship with my own self. And that's when I finally decided that I need to form the most important relationship first. That is a relationship with my own self. That was hard because I had always lived in a way that I would do things for others. And then all of a sudden one day you get up and you start thinking that no, you need to owe something, you owe something to yourself, and you need to give a lot of time and energy to your own self. It was difficult. I was perceived as being changed. I was perceived as people were annoyed, unhappy, angry because I was not available 24 by 7 for them. People were shocked that I have changed, some were unhappy, some people distanced themselves from me. And it was not an easy journey. I was even tagged as being selfish, and it hurted. It did hurt a lot. But then I thought I need to give this time to myself. I took a break. I started spending time alone. It was difficult because I was not used to staying alone. I always was surrounded with people. I was always in the pursuit of, the whole people pleasing attitude, that I have to please this person, I have to please that person. All my efforts were always in people pleasing. That okay, if this person is happy, that's when I am living a life worth living. So it was tough for me, but then I thought I need to do this in order to find out where does my happiness actually lie. That's when I started consciously making an effort to spend time alone. It was difficult, but then it also gave me ample time to find out what I actually like about my own self. I started discovering my own self. Sometimes it's rightly said that you need to distance yourself. You need to go miles, miles, and miles away to discover yourself. I started discovering myself. What are my likes? Because for so long, I always knew what my friend liked. I always knew what my husband likes, but I never was able to pinpoint what I liked. So then I started doing things. I started doing things that I used to like or I always wanted to do. I always wanted to run a marathon. I always wanted to play a piano. I always wanted to go skydiving. So I took a decision that I will do all this. I will break the shackles of people pleasing and go and get that which I want to do. Let me see what happens. There were lots of disapprovals, but I did what I wanted to do, and slowly my self belief grew stronger and stronger. I started feeling comfortable in my own skin, and then it started gradually influencing my relationship with people outside me as well. When my relationship with my own self started becoming stronger, my relationship with outside people also changed. I was no longer perceived as a codependent. I was no longer perceived as a clingy person who keeps looking for happiness in others, who cannot survive even for a day without having a social gathering or being part of a social gathering or being a talkative person. I was able to enjoy my own time, and I was able to change the belief that my happiness is dependent on happiness of others. My happiness is solely and purely dependent upon my state of mind and how I am within my own skin. This is when my relationships also changed with my spouse, with my son, with my family members, with my friends, and it was a healthy relationship. Before it was an emotionally draining and toxic, and now I could see that the relationship had changed to a large extent, and I'm happy about that. And it is not wrong when it is said that the best way or the best demonstration of love is the demonstration of your love for self. That is the best way to show that how much you love others rather than getting yourself emotionally exhausted or drained. This is a great lesson that I've learned, that if you change your beliefs, it can change your relationships as well, and it starts with self belief. Thank you.